Welcome back to Good Day Sacramento. Now, the last time I drove from Sac to San Francisco, I thought to myself, ooh, I'm tired after this drive. Imagine running the entire way there. All right, whew. That was just a smidge of the insane route that they just did from Sac to SF. Meet the Team Odyssey. They're going viral right now for a viral TikTok video that shows their trip from Sac to SF all on foot. We'll play that video right now. All right, good morning, guys. Tell us a little bit about how the trip was.
Good morning. Yeah, it was a wild one. You know, eight buddies of us in an RV for 2 days straight of just pure fun, enjoyment, and running. Yeah.
You guys are crazy. So let's start with the mastermind of the crazy. We've got Brandon joining us. So Brandon, this all came from your brain. Tell us how you came up with the idea for this buddy trip that is kind of off the charts.
Yeah, honestly, I just wanted to do something crazy at first just for myself. And I was curious if a bunch of people would be crazy enough to do this with me. And the whole thing is, I'm a co-founder of Power Pack Fitness, and our whole thing is about being the energy.
Being the energy.
And so we wanted to see each other be uplifted from each other. So you'll see in the documentary coming out that we're super big on just hyping each other up, getting each other moving. You know, I think me and Nathan are holding hands at one point. Like, it's awesome. So yeah.
Okay, so you guys did this relay style. So each one of you would run a 5-mile stretch and then hand over the watch, I'm told?
Yeah, so we'd hand over a Garmin watch and just to track the whole race.
Okay, so walk me through what the vibe was, because you had an RV with where you would sit when you weren't running. What were the vibes when you were finish up the run and then you were gearing up for your next leg?
Yeah, just amazing energy. Like, everybody came out of the RV and was always hyping each other up on each leg. So it was really fun just to have an amazing group of people supporting each other.
Okay, question. When Brandon initially sent you guys the video saying this is the idea that I had, what was your reaction? Is this out of character for him or is this on brand?
I think this is perfectly on brand. I mean, honestly, the first time he told me, we were in the middle of a run. We were about 2 miles into a 5-mile run, and I was kind of thinking it was a joke, to be honest. And I said, yeah, sure, I'm in. And then about 2 months later, it was like official. We're in planning phases, like starting to look at elevations and maps and everything. So it was awesome.
So a lot of planning had to go into this trip. Tell me about the last leg, because you wanted to end with a scenic view. Tell me what it was like to cross, I would say, the finish line, but no physical finish line.
Yeah, so the last leg, Brandon wanted all of us to run together so that we could all finish the entire race together, which was great. Seeing the finish line and the RV of all the people there cheering us on was a big help because our legs were pretty dead. So some of us ran the last 13 miles together, so 13 miles straight after a lot of 5-mile segments. But it was just, yeah, we got to finish together as a brotherhood, and it was a pretty awesome feeling.
And crazy surrounds itself with crazy. My last question is, what was your reaction to seeing kind of the video go viral, seeing people's reactions and comments to what you guys were doing?
It was super inspiring. It honestly made me want to go do it again. So I was really excited about that.
Okay, well, on the topic, I guess we got to gear up for our next big run. So we'll see you in the next hour, and we're going to tell you about a documentary that's coming out about their experience. All right, come on, guys. We'll see you guys in a little.
She's leading her band of merry men.
I know. That's right. Thank you, Sakura.
Just some guys being dudes, 8 guys, an RV, and a run from Sacramento all the way to San Francisco. Not only that, they took the scenic route. All right, we're going to tell you about Team Odyssey and the documentary that's coming out about their epic run from Sac to SF. We'll tell you all about it coming up on Good Day Sacramento. Welcome back to Good Day Sacramento, and let me tell you the story about 8 guys, an RV, and 205 miles to run. Okay, I could tell you all about it, but instead, let's play the trailer for the documentary coming out about NorCal Odyssey. Let's roll the clips.
Initially, it started out as myself just wanting to do something crazy. So there was a heavy amount of people involved. I just came up with a crazy idea and people saw something in it, and I appreciate the people for believing in the idea.
I'm with some of my best friends, and we got to create some really special memories and just go out for 2 days and just have a blast and do something that none of us have ever done before. So that was it was pretty special.
And there you have it. That was the trailer for NorCal Odyssey. So why not meet the crazy guys behind the crazy mission? All right, come on over. Okay, so this group of guys, as we said all morning, ran from SAC to SF, took the scenic route, and still are somehow friends. Right? Okay. Just confirming we're all still friends. So it all started with a crazy idea that Brandon cooked up in his brain. So Brandon, tell us a little bit about the experience and what people are going to get to see when this documentary comes out.
Well, you're going to see us run 205 miles over a super scenic course over Highway 1, Lake Berryessa, Woosley, Fulton, Trenton, Calistoga. It's gorgeous. And you're going to see these crazy guys do it with me. And a lot of crazy stuff, bouncing around the RV, sitting in the Normatec compression booths trying to recover. A lot of trash talking, which is fun too. I mean, probably not meant for TV, but it's great.
Hey, you know
Check it out.
We save it for the documentary. Okay, so tell me a little bit about the course of running and tell us how the workflow was, because each of you guys ran a set amount of miles. If anybody's tuning in this hour, re-explain it to us.
Yeah, so we each ran 5-mile segments, and so every 5 miles we were passing off the watch to keep track of the mileage. So 1 through 8, everyone did 5-mile segments, and then in the really hilly parts, sometimes we switched to 1-mile segments if somebody needed help. So got a little confusing toward the end, but yeah, we all did about 35 to 37 miles.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I figured we play a little bit of superlatives because these guys got pretty close in the RV, and so they know each other pretty well. So let's play a quick game of most likely to. All right, most likely to sleep the most in the RV. Steven. All right, Steven. I saw a video of Steven sleeping with a blanket over his head in the RV. Hey, you got to do what you got to do. Most likely to get chased by a dog while running. And he did. Hey, as if running 205 miles wasn't enough, imagine doing it while being chased by a dog. Okay, most likely to, give up.
Nobody.
Nobody. All right, no quitters in this group. I actually have one last one. Most likely to be the brains and the chat GPT, if you will, behind the mission. Tyler. He was the one planning all the routes, making sure that everybody stayed on schedule. We love to see it. So if you want to see these guys' adventure, you'll be able to check out that documentary. It's coming out in June? June, you'll be able to find it where?
You're going to see it on Power Pack Fitness YouTube channel, as well as our Power Pack Fitness Instagram. You're going to see it on Miles Do Running Instagram, and probably all of our Instagrams too.
Hey, I love it. And maybe you'll find some inspiration to do something crazy, because I'm hearing another run is getting cooked up in their brains. We're not going to give you too much, but hey, we might see these guys again in a future segment. Send it back to you in the studio.
I noticed crazy is the main ingredient, and I'm here for it.
Yeah.
It's a good, it makes the party go.
Well, if somebody says you want to run from Sacramento to San Francisco, that's where the crazy
You
begins.
need a dose.
Yeah.
You need a dose.
All right.
Thanks, Sakura.